For 8 weeks, Atlanta's hosted a new era of tennis where men and women compete together for one common goal. Now, 2 teams survived the fire. The Freeze arrived stacked with top pick Caruso and former MVP Sion Mendez, but Amy O'Connell's Outriders are on a defiant title run after losing 3 of their top picks. Only one team will leave with the coveted Bada Trophy. That battle starts right now. Welcome to Championship Night in Atlanta, Georgia. We're inside the Intense Arena where 2 teams have battled, survived, and then conquered this groundbreaking format. 8 weeks of history come down to this ultimate showdown. Hello everyone, I'm Jay Wyabone and Maria Mateus. And Maria, it's been such a fun 2 months of the season as we come up on the biggest night.
What a season we've had. I'm so grateful to have been a part of it. And we get to crown a champion tonight. I'm so excited. I hope these teams are. And I want to see really good energy, great starts, and just great tennis. And one of those teams that looks to hold that trophy at the end of the night is the Outriders, trying to back up a good night last night. Great night. They beat the Sting last night. Kind of a flat Sting that we saw, but incredible depth in the Outriders lineup with every single player showing up. Sofia Cabezas has been great all season, but great tennis from Benoit, and just all of the ladies, Zoe Hammond, Brandy Walker, amazing tennis last night.
Yeah, and Coach O'Connell doing a great job managing that lineup throughout the season to get them to this position. But they'll go up against the Freeze, who also played very well.
And they beat the Red Hot Inferno, playing great two-pointer tennis. Just fearless. We see Sion Mendes was running in the MVP race, and just great all-season Caruso, that #1 draft pick for the men. We see those hands, we see that fire of that team, and just the excitement to be competing.
Yeah, we know they're going to bring everything they got into tonight, but before we go along any further, let's take a closer look at these teams.
Coach Simon here from the Freeze. If you're looking for the next champions, here's the roster that's going to take it all. Raul, his forehand is the biggest in the league and is what has helped get us to the playoffs and is what's going to help us win the playoffs.
And Garcia ready to clean out +2.
Sion is the stud. Last year's MVP and maybe this year's MVP too. We've got her drop shots and we've got her returns ripping from side to side. Carew. #1 draft pick, and he's lived up to the hype. Unbelievable returns, unbelievable doubles with Raul. He's been a huge part of getting us into the playoffs.
Caruso is absolutely showing up.
Fernanda, unbelievable lefty serve, awesome backhand slice, phenomenal volleys.
Lutaro answering the call just when they need it.
Elsa from Frozen, coming in and crushing it when we need her to. Felipe, bringing that energy on the sideline, hitting those kick serves exactly when we need him to. Rafa, the lefty swinger, crushing it, bringing the energy which our team needs. Lyric, bringing the energy, ripping those forehands. We love it. We have no holes in our lineup. We'll be walking away with the championship.
I'm Coach Amy from the Outriders. Here's the rundown of the team that's going to win it all.
Outriders into championship weekend.
Wow, he's an aggressive player from the baseline and the net that'll make an impact in singles and doubles.
Let's go.
Corey, he's my baseline player that never misses.
Corey Craig grinds it out. That's what he does best.
Stefan, a doubles specialist that takes over the court.
Great athleticism from Minicello.
Joaquin does a great job of mixing it up, and you never know what you're going to get.
Winning this way is amazing.
Sophia, an all-court player who can mix it up with slice, a hard shot, taking balls out of the air. She can do it all.
We're just having fun out here.
Zoe, our lefty who plays singles and doubles, takes balls out of the air and puts away the volley.
We won!
Muna, a steady player who's ready to cheer for her team no matter the score. Brandy, our power player who's ready to serve it up or find herself in the net putting it away. My team's going to win the championship because we all work together. We are a team in the true sense of the word. We're a force to reckon with.
I'm cool. Not even sweating.
Outriders fight.
When we raise the trophy, it's going to feel amazing.
Two teams with very different paths on their way to the championship, but now they're staring at the same beautiful trophy. Who can put their nerves aside and crown themselves champions when we come back?
Welcome to Intense Arena
at the beautiful Assembly Studios.
It's time for you
to experience the greatness that is Intense.
But first things first.
Forget everything you know about regular tennis.
Because Intense is built different.
Faster pace.
Bigger energy. With teams battling it out from start to finish.
You want to know the rules?
Well, we got your rules right here. So let's break it down for you.
To start, every team has 8 pros.
4 men.
4 women, and a coach leading the charge. An Intense match is called an arc, and you can think of it like one giant team showdown. Every arc is made up of 10-minute periods called bolts.
And there are 7 bolts in every arc. Each arc has bolts of men's singles, women's singles, doubles, and mixed doubles.
All stacked together in one running team score.
So even if one ball ends,
The pressure doesn't.
Every point carries over until the final buzzer.
Now for the serving rules. That's where things get wild.
One toss, one serve, miss it, and the point's gone.
There's also a 14-second shot clock between points, and play is at the server's pace.
So turn your back, you might get burned.
No waiting around, no resetting the vibe, and yes, we do play less.
The only thing that can slow the pace down are the timeouts.
And there are rolling substitutions, so if a player needs to catch their breath,
Or if a coach wants to change up the strategy, there are substitutions.
Scoring is simple. You win a rally, that's 1 point.
Blast the clean winner, that's 2 points.
the scores from every bolt are added up along the way,
and the team with the highest score at the end of the last bolt
wins the arc and the cash.
And now the most important part of Intense, you, the super loud fans. You will never get shushed. First of all, that's rude.
That's rude. That's rude.
Second of all,
We want you to act like actual sports fans.
And we want all the volume when it comes to supporting your favorite team.
like Ridge,
the Outriders.
Like the altitude.
Like the smash.
Like the rips.
Fortune,
Freeze,
Inferno.
Sting.
Like Team Rise.
Or if you want to cheer against your rivals,
We're here for it.
bring it on.
So now you know the Intense rules.
But the only way to experience Intense is to see it in action. So let's get this arc started.
Back for championship night inside the Intense Arena. Freeze versus Outriders. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup presented by Centerline Athletics.
And Amy O'Connell did not have Corey Craig in the lineup last night, but he is back in his absence, though. Benoit was the X factor. The level that he produced last night was so impressive, being plus 13 on the night. Didn't get so much playing time this entire season, but gosh, the last 2 arcs, he's been absolutely unstoppable.
And then on the other side of the court, they're going up against the Freeze.
The Freeze, a special person in this team is Sion Mendez. She's plus 36 for the season. Just the variety in her game has made her absolutely unstoppable. She was in the running for that female MVP. Got just a little short of that, but she has certainly been one for her team. The fearlessness of her tennis, the way she can step in and just change pace, she is one to watch tonight.
Yeah, and someone that's going to be very important for them to talk about X factors is Fernanda Navarro. But now, why don't we go down courtside with Kelly Kroll? Is going to be Raul Garcia.
Thanks a lot, guys. 70 minutes left. What's it going to take? What will the keys be for the Freeze to be crowned champions at the end of the night, Raul?
Well, I think to bring the energy, we all have to bring the energy. We know what we're capable of when we all bring the energy. So, yeah, we need to make sure we're on top of it.
I heard the scrimmage came down to 1 point between these two. You guys were on the winning end. How do you repeat it?
Yeah, funny enough, it was me and Sion we won the last point. So hopefully we don't win by 1 point and we win by a lot. And, yeah, I feel confident. We've done the work already and, yeah, ready to go.
All right, Raul, best of luck. We will now send it over to the Outriders, our 4th member of the team, Trey Boston, along with Charles Cioline.
All right, I'm here with my boy, Joao, and I've been watching you. You look like you're ready. What can we expect from Team Outriders for y'all to take home the championship?
Well, we're going to bring the heat. We're going to bring a lot of intensity. We're going to come out here with a trophy today. Let's go, Riders.
Hey, let's go, Outriders. Giddy up. It's time. Hey, toss it to you, J-Dub. Let's go, JY.
All right, thank you, Trey. And now to get things started, let's go down to Sebastian Nunez for the coin toss.
Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Intense. We have host team Outriders versus away team Freeze. Tonight we'll start with the ladies singles. Freeze, since you're away, you get the call. Heads or tails? Heads is a call. It's tails. Return. Freeze to serve.
And it's showtime! The Freeze on the near side being led by Sion Mendez. On the far side, it'll be Sofia Cabezas for the Outriders. 2 10-minute women's singles, both men's singles that follow. Then all 3 doubles formats to finish. You see the crowd as you got a sold-out arena tonight. You have 1 serve, 1 toss, 14 seconds in between points. Unlimited substitutions, and the coaches are as involved as they possibly can be with 5 timeouts throughout the night. And now you see the Freeze are ready to go. Felipe Costa lined up. Toss to go to Sion. Let's go.
And just as we've seen this entire season, the importance of energy in every single team being involved with each individual of that team. We see that already. We see the sparks from the Freeze.
And what's going to be very interesting is last night we saw Jessica Hinojosa going up against Sofia Cabezas, and yet they have very similar styles of play, but it was Jessica who tried to play a different type of strategy, playing overly offensive, and it did not work for her. Tonight, these are both very dynamic players that play defense extremely well. Sion's got a little bit more offense, but I'm willing to see who is going to be able to handle the moment. Both players coming out with big-time nerves.
Both players absolutely do look nervous. Sion doesn't typically miss those forehands, but it is what it is. It's a final, and I like that she's actually swinging out on that one. That's what you want to see right at the very beginning. Just get those nerves out as quickly as you can and then step back into your own game.
And for both of these players in traditional tennis, so much success. Sion from Australia came out and played in all the Grand Slams. Sofia Cabezas, only in highest ranked Venezuelan player, the success she's had coming out of there, but nothing can prepare you for what's inside this arena in this moment.
Well, and especially with the different format we have here compared to traditional tennis, and we have 2 pointers for winners. They only have 1 serve. We have unlimited substitutions, so coaches can put a different player in at any time, and coaches can also call timeouts. There's 5 per arc.
And what's very interesting for Sion Mendez as Cabezas goes for the drop shot, and that's going to be our first +2 of the night. Outriders are off the bench. Sofia asking for more noise from the crowd. 6-1 lead with 8 minutes in this first ball. You see her use that drop shot very wisely. Let's see if that's going to bring her nerves down a little bit. Mendez with the big-time return will get a +1 for her. But last year, Mendez, with the season on the line against Atlanta, had her worst moment. The pressure got to her. I want to see how she's going to respond this year with another chance.
Well, and just playing her identity. Last year, she was named that drop shot dragon, and that's exactly what she needs to do. She needs to step in, and she needs to look for those drop shots. Sofia can't be the first person to hit a drop shot because that is Sion's identity.
6-4 here as both teams are screaming and jumping, and we see both the players on the court. They're still trying to swing out of their nerves, playing a little calmer than normal. We see Sion Mendez with her first big backhand. That's going to calm her down a little bit. The fist pumps as we get our first Let's Go Freeze chance going.
Wow, what a shot. 2 points, Sion Mendez.
Freeze with their first lead now, 7-6 here. This women's single is going to be very important. We know they've struggled when it comes down to women's doubles, so they want to go in with the lead there. When it comes to men's singles, they've had some great nights, but overall throughout the season, it's not like they can be extremely reliable on getting big leads. So these first 20 minutes are very important, more so for the Freeze.
That's right. The Outriders have done incredibly well this season in the men's singles. They're +57 in that men's singles, while on the other side, the Freeze are +67 in the men's doubles. So it is going to be very important to see how the singles plays out and if one team has a really big lead starting out.
And there we had a quick look at Coach Amy O'Connell for the Outriders. Done an incredible job managing her team this season. Lost 3 draft picks before the season even started, and then she had to get some new players, and what she's done to pull this team together, incredible job by O'Connell.
At the end of the day, it's about the team camaraderie and how well they can stick together and play together, and this team specifically has shown that every single step of the way. So happy for them.
Great backhand return, but this is what Cabezas can do very well. Put extra balls in play, neutralize with the high shots, and we're going to see a very quick timeout from Coach Pritchard.
We're doing a great. It's coming in super slow. So if you feel like it's like you're putting in too much effort to kind of generate, and that's what's forcing that error, like don't feel like it has to go back that hard. She's not hurting us off the ground right now, right? The only time she's hurt us was with the drop shot. So that return doesn't have to go back super hard. So we keep on moving forward onto it. And then the second thing is watch her ball toss, okay? When she goes out to the right, the slice is going to come through faster. When it goes to the left, the kick comes through slow, okay? So watch that and don't feel like you have to overplay on the return. Once we get into the rallies, you're crushing it, okay? Come on, let's get a good point on your serve here now, okay? Yeah, come on.
I really like that he's given her specific things to work on, especially when you are that nervous. You feel like you have so many thoughts in your brain, and it's nice to just really hone in on a couple things. Let's see how she bounces back here.
I think an interesting thing for Coach Pritchard and how he's managing timeouts is that, usually when they call timeouts is when things are going wrong. All right, they've lost a lot of points in a row. The other team has a lot of momentum, and that's why usually after their timeouts, they're minus 54 the rest of the bowl throughout this season because they call timeouts when they're doing wrong. Here, he sensed the moment and said, you know what? We're actually doing okay, but I've got to get some coaching in at a big moment.
And I love that, especially when you're going up against a coach who has had incredible success after timeouts in Amy O'Connell.
Great backhand cross court, tied at 10-10, and in singles, each of these players can only play a max of 12 minutes, so we're going to have to see how the coaches manage their second and third players that are in the lineup. In doubles, they can play as much as they want, so it's singles where they have to manage it. And Coach Pritchard was talking about how, and Mendez as well, and how even Cabezas' ball is slower than normal, and that's actually, you'd think it's easier for a player, but it disrupts your rhythm.
It does. It's uncomfortable, especially when Mendez isn't typically used to creating her own pace. She uses pace really well, and she counterpunches very well and actually slows down the point. So it's weird for her to play against a player that does the exact same thing. They have very similar game styles.
Forehand will go wide. 1-point lead for the Freeze. And this is one of the reasons why the Outriders have been the best defensive team in the league, only allowing about 150 points a night, is because they work point. They take their time. They're fine playing a little bit slower. So it's hard for these teams to rack up a lot of points against them.
Well, and I think they've been so successful because they're a very clean serving and returning team. We don't see a lot of faults. We see more faults on the Freeze side, but on the contrary, Freeze is such a big two-pointer team. They get a lot of clean winner advantage compared to the Outriders, so that's kind of where they weigh each other out.
Picks her by Cabezas, backhand return. We've seen 3 big returns by Mendez on the backhand side. One of the best in the league, if not in the entire world, at how she uses that open stance backhand to transition her weight forward. Cabezas will elect to stand a little far back, drive it forward. Now she's trying to hit through the court a little bit more. Let's see if she's starting to loosen up and feel the pressure from Mendez, and that's going to be a panic backhand down the line. Cabezas is not known for just hitting outright clean winners. She could have stayed in that point a little bit longer. So still trying to work through some of the pressure. Zoe Hammond on the far side, actually, on the near side of Cabezas. She's starting to loosen up as she gets ready to go in. Drop shot to Mendez into the net. Here comes in Hammond with her first substitution, and we see back on the other side Fernanda Navarro. And this is how we're going to have to watch things. Coach Pritchard was the first coach in this league to really create substitutions based on matchups as opposed to momentum. And a lot of coaches have picked up on that, and they're doing the same.
That's right, he was. He kind of started that, and all of the coaches have picked up on it, and it's been great because it is so important how you match up these players. At the end of the day, some players feel more comfortable against other players, and we've seen a lot of success with these matchups.
And Fernanda Navarro playing at a Clemson University, now representing her home country of Mexico, playing the Billie Jean King Fed Cup, one of the biggest international team competitions in the world. Zoe Hammond coming out of University of Kentucky. Perfect GPA there. You know she's going to put the work in. Graduated in 3 years, so they love to have her on their team. You know that she's going to be reliable every single night.
Fernanda Navarro, just a mean forehand and serve, but she also uses her lefty slice incredibly well, is able to sneak into the net, and is a force to be reckoned with in the doubles. We haven't really seen her play incredible doubles yet this season, but hey, it's never too late. This is the time to do it.
And for Navarro, what she's going to try to manage in singles is try to work that backhand side. She prefers to hit the forehand when she's on the backhand. She likes to use a little bit of slice. Sometimes her arms can get a little bit stiff and that ball drops short. This is where she wants to be, on that forehand side. She finds that forehand, that's where she's at her best, but she does need to let it go a little bit more. There's a little bit of a better forehand, short ball opportunity. Inside in, +2.
Beautiful. And I love the patience there. She didn't go for too much. A lot of the times we can see her spraying some balls because she wants the point to be over. I love the patience there. Zoe Hammond had one of the best nights of her season last night, but she's looking a little bit tight right now. She's not having the depth we saw last night.
High sitter forehand. Navarro tries to unload on it, but didn't get her legs off the ground. I think for both of these players, They've never been asked to do too much when it came to singles. They just asked to keep it steady, don't lose too much. If you win a little bit, great, but just buy some time so that Mendez and Cabezas can come in. Though Hammond started to feel a lot better in this format, got some good singles action. That was positive in the plus-minus category. Let's see if she can build on that trend and actually make a big impact. Cabezas is actually negative on the night, so Hammond had the better night.
Well, and she had a great night because she used that heavy ball, exactly what we see there. Comes in quick, sneaks into the net. That's where Zoe Hammond is best. I think there she just rushes it a little bit.
I mean, both players are looking comfortable on their neutral forehands to accelerate, but then when they have the offensive opportunity, they just can't quite let it go. 19-17, 15 seconds left in this first women's single ball. Good forehand down the line by Hammond will put Navarro in the corner, tries to go inside out, comes in! One-handed passing shot by Navarro going into the break. 21-17 for the Freeze. The nerves on both sides of the court, but Navarro showing that movement and that stretch with that defense. What a play at a big moment for the Outriders. Can they start to bring it up? When we come back, we have our second women's singles bowl.
If you live for the game,
then you know Sports Talk
isn't a solo act. It's a debate.
And with the iHeartRadio app, everyone gets a say.
Just open up the app, find your favorite local sports radio station,
and use the talkback feature to
vent about that blown call.
Go crazy over that miracle victory.
And your voice could be heard next to mine. Or mine.
Or ours. This is your chance
to be part of your favorite local sports shows
and podcasts.
Your team,
your voice,
your network. The iHeartRadio app. Download it today.
Goes down the line, he feels it.
Intense is team tennis that's faster, louder, and with real cash on the line.
Your partner can't make serve.
Watch the most relentless tennis league.
You know, shaky mustachio man
on the planet, live.
Argonaut approaches. Ciolina's ready as well. +2.
This was incredible.
Intense. Tennis turned up.
I'm excited for tomorrow.
You've got someone creeping in.
I just want to say, before the season, JY picked Inferno over us. Yeah. I remember that one. Okay?
Yep, well played. Yep.
Okay. All right, well, they found receipts, JY. On you. Congratulations, Sion.
Thank you, guys.
I still think Carew is wrong, but the one person I will give credit for that said this team will be here is Jonathan Stokey. He said it as soon as this team was drafted. He picked them. So let's turn this around and give all the credit to Stokey. Sion Mendez and Sofia Cabezas both coming back on the court. Second women's singles bowl. Two men's singles bowls will be following after in all three doubles formats. The Freeze bouncing on their feet as they have a 4-point lead. Let's see if some of the nerves will die down a little bit and we start to see some of these ladies start to let loose on some shots. And then Navarro one-handed backhand certainly lifted their team spirits. Can the Outriders respond?
Couple things to keep an eye on here, guys. In listening to the huddle with Coach O'Connell, I think we're going to see a couple different looks thrown Sion's way. Aside from Cabezas, watch for Brandy Walker to come in and start to add some pace to what we're watching on the flip side in Cabezas. Sion, on the other hand, what a point. That's going to fire up the Outriders, yeah. On the other hand with Sion, I watched Carew pull her aside and talk a little bit about Cabezas, and you were talking about, Maria, the pace, how normally she doesn't have to create that. He really wants her to kind of step in more and find the entire stroke through her forehand, because she does get a little short-armed when she hops, right, sometimes. So I watched him pull her aside, so keep an eye on that with Sion as well. But we are in for a treat here in bolt number 2.
A treat it is. A 2-point lead for the Freeze, 21-19. Cabezas looking a little bit more within herself. Drop shot to bring it in, approach down the line. Smart play by both ladies. Sofia just not wanting to give that overhead to make it +2.
And the key for Sion and both ladies, if they want to be aggressive, is not to rush it. Play within themselves, just really be physical with the body and stepping in and getting good court positioning. Sometimes it's not about power, it's about how you can take time away, and that was beautifully done there by Sion.
They're trying to find more positioning inside the court. 23-19, 8.5 minutes remaining. Fernanda Navarro will come in at some point. Mendez played over 8 minutes of her 12 max in singles already. One of the bigger forehands you'll see out of Cabezas, but Mendez still able to get her. But it's just the way that she works the court. She starts to tire your legs out.
Well, and that's the side that Sofia is hurting Sion on, is that forehand side. Sion does look a little nervous on the forehand side. Obviously, she's going for more on the backhand. She missed that one, but she feels more comfortable on that side. Sofia needs to be looking at hitting one ball to the backhand and then opening up to the forehand.
I think for Mendez, what you need to keep in mind when she gets stretched out to those corners is that Cabezas hasn't hit any clean winners just from the baseline. So if you're uncomfortable on defense, you have all the reason to just throw it up, keep it simple, stay in the middle of the court. Yes, you'll be running a lot to the next ball, but you're going to get there. You have time, so there's no need for her to hit these shots out of corners. And the Outriders have now brought it to within one. Can they tie it up? There's Brandy Walker in, as Kelly Cole called out to try to bring a little bit of pace in, and especially buy a little bit of time for Cabezas. Cabezas played at 9.5 minutes, so they're going to want to bring her back towards the end of this bowl.
We saw Brandy Walker play great last night, and her aggression this entire season is always there, but we have seen her make a lot of mistakes, and last night she brought it in a little bit. She played more within herself, bigger targets, and didn't have that many mistakes. That's why she was so successful, but now Navarro is coming in to play against Walker.
Great serve to open up the forehand down the line. That ball will go up into the roof, freeze, 26-22. We also saw the biggest come on from Sion Mendez on the previous point she won. So important for a play when you're nervous to scream it out at times. And see if Navarro now can hit it out with the big serve sliced into that Walker forehand. A lot more patience from Walker so far. Beautiful crisp slice, barely going over the net, 27-22.
And it looks like Coach Pritchard has his own lineup set as well, his own matchups, because Amy O'Connell said, okay, we're going to put Brandy in with Sion, but he took Sion right out. He does not want to see Sion against Brandy.
6-point lead is thrown for the freeze. Coach O'Connell not known for using many timeouts early. She likes to let her team play, let her team figure things out, and save those timeouts for later. Right now, though, they're down by 7. Coach Pritchard already used one of them as Zoe Hammond comes in. Hammond using that heavy forehand to get high above the shoulder of Navarro, generates that short ball, +2.
An excellent patience from her there. She didn't rush that short ball. Nice and easy. Like we said last night, it's a fast walk. You don't have to sprint up to the ball.
Lefty to lefty action. Does not get the reward with that slight serve out wide as it goes into the Navarro forehand. That's her strength. There's the redirect to the backhand, but beautiful slice once again. Finding a great rhythm. Now she runs around it. Staying in that corner. Hammond can't find another backhand. Sets up a forehand down the line. Short ball opportunity. Big inside out. +2 freeze.
Explosions from Team Freeze. This is what we love to see in a championship.
Navarro starting to really let loose. 2 arcs to go. That's what got her going when she got the pace going. Trust it. Hammond comes right back with the backhand return. 31-26. Goes down the line, Navarro, short ball. Hammond's going to be there, goes to the angle, right back. 4 points in a row for the Outriders.
Oh my goodness.
Big time shots on championship night. First fault of the night for the Outriders, and actually when you look at both teams, you know, 2 very good serving teams, only 1 fault for each of these players. Really tough considering the moment.
It sure is. Well said, JY. In a championship, that's actually when you see the most double faults, because everyone's hand is shaking a little bit when they go up and they're afraid to accelerate, but everyone's been doing great on their serves.
Deceleration forehand in the net. Outriders are within 3. 3.5 minutes remaining before men's singles takes the court. Raul Garcia, the 1-2 combo for the Freeze. Zhao Xiaolin will have Joaquin Benoit and Corey Craig, the three-headed monsters there that grind you down. Great slice by Hammond to stay in it, but that forehand goes wide.
Amazing defense from Zoe Hammond.
Second forehand in a row. We're seeing Navarro that just does not accelerate through the court. Started to let loose a little bit, and then she's starting to losing it. And a gift back from Hammond. Another good redirect by Hammond, but Navarro handling her backhand side very well tonight. Sets up the inside in, but that goes to the Hammond forehand, so she's defending high and heavy. That's a much better inside out, +1 Outriders.
This is the most fire we've seen from Zoe Hammond as well. I love the way that she's screaming and getting hype after every single point, but also the aggression, the way she's stepping in.
Mendez is going to come back in. She'll look to play out this final 2.5 minutes. Will Cabezas come in to go against Mendez? But Hammond's doing a great job, so O'Connell's going to let her ride a little bit longer. Great serve to stretch. Mendez more patient this time out of a corner. Good forehand angle. Wrong footing her, going back behind her. We're tied up. Great serve once again. What a shot by Mendez. Right on the line. Hammond hoping that ball was going to go wide, but our electronic line calling by Hawkeye calls it good. Outriders wanted a big run going into that. You could feel the positivity coming from Hammond with Cabezas still on the bench, but that's a 3-point swing for the Freeze. Unnecessary backhand going wide. Did not have much from the center of the court. Hammond now picking up a couple faults. That's her third. Cabezas is going to come in, but Mendez is going to run up against the clock in about 30-40 seconds. Cabezas is going to try to take her time, work these points, work the clock down.
Great depth from Cabezas, especially after sitting out for a couple minutes there. Beautiful point.
Good touch, but the lob gets the overhead +2 by the Outriders. Would have been better for her to just hit that into the ground instead of give that +2 opportunity. Very different to override the instance in this format versus traditional tennis. 30 seconds remaining off the net. Ooh. Double bounce goes wide. 38-36. 15 seconds remaining. Mendez will go out. Navarro will go in. Quick serve to her. She's not ready. The 3-point will go. The Outriders. Oh, Navarro was about to walk off because Sophia was not looking like she was going to serve. Went for the quick serve. Pretty interesting. We'll see how much that matters, Maria, because it went from a tie to a 1-point lead.
Extremely interesting. We're seeing a lot of changes tonight, a lot of interesting tennis from both. Nobody's playing great, nobody's playing terrible, but both teams just showing so much emotion. At the end of the day, sometimes that carries you over the finish line, so I'm expecting to see even more energy in the men's singles coming up after the break.
Welcome to Intense. This isn't traditional tennis. It's faster, louder, and built for non-stop action. You think you know tennis? Yeah, not like this. So how do you play exactly? Well, let me break down the rules for you. Teams are mixed with 8 pro players, 4 men and 4 women on each team. Real squad energy with a coach leading the way. Matches? Yeah, we call those arcs, and they're played in 7 10-minute non-stop bursts that we call bolts. Each arc, remember, it's what we call a match. It's made up of 2 men's singles bolts, 2 women's singles bolts, 1 men's doubles bolt, 1 women's doubles bolt. We always finish things off with 1 mixed doubles bolt. Now, we'll get into the scoring nitty-gritty in a minute. Just know the scores from every bolt are added up along the way, and the team with the highest score when the last buzzer sounds wins the arc. So Intense is a full team showdown. Every player, every bolt, every point matters. Let's talk serving. It's one toss, one serve only. So if you miss that toss, you miss that serve, you lose the point. The server controls the pace during a 14-second server clock. The returner doesn't have to be ready. Turn your back, you suffer the consequences. We keep it moving, we keep it fast. For lets, we play them. No resets, it's all about rhythm, pressure, and energy. Now, for that scoring nitty-gritty, it's simple. 1 point per rally unless a player hits a clean winner. That counts for 2 points. So if you take the calculated risk of going for 2, you reap the reward if you hit it just right. I'm almost done. Just a little bit of housekeeping here. Substitutions. Oh yeah, they can happen at any time. Because with this much action, sometimes players need a breather. And each team, they get 5 timeouts per arc. Crucial when a team needs a momentum shift or they want to stop the one that their opponents are having. Let's not forget about you, the fans. Intense keeps things going with the fastest play you've ever seen. And the best part, you'll never be told to be quiet. It's a full-on loud and proud tennis experience from start to finish, so go ahead and get loud. Now it's official. You're all ready to experience the next big thing in sports. Welcome to Intense, tennis turned up. Enjoy the show.
Now, I'm Kevin King with Team Intense Rise. Talking with the juniors that came out, we had a couple of scrimmages, some arcs being played, and I'm here to talk about locking in. What am I going to lock into every day in practice to make that day a success?
Being present is going to eliminate the anxiety of the future or thinking about mistakes.
There's only so many things you can control in a match, and for me, pre-match routine is super important because I know if I have that set, then I'll be able to trust myself in the match, staying locked in, staying focused, present in the moment.
This is Pro Tennis Built Different. Intense. Tennis turned up.
Intense is brought to you by iHeartRadio, the official partner of Intense. That's an incredible time lapse right there as we saw the arena build out. An incredible season it's been. The moments we've had, the food we've eaten to stay alive here in our big 4 hours in a row on those double headers, and the team right there that puts it all together. And this is that bracket that's culminated against all of this. Is now Outriders beating the Sting yesterday and the Freeze dominating the Inferno. And now here we go, head to head. This is the championship. And after 2 bolts, it's Freeze only up by 1.
About to play a bolt here against Seola. I'm gonna see if I can beat Mr. Workhorse. Woo! I'm in. I'll see you in the finals.
See you in the finals.
Yeah.
I wonder how much they actually believed that at that point in time. Those two teams were in 2 different scenarios at that moment, and yet here they are.
That aged really well for them. I love that for them. What a way to speak it into existence.
And a big credit to the Outriders and the Freeze. Both of them had some losing streaks midway through the season, having to overcome some adversity, and they big time on how they stepped it up over the last couple weeks to put themselves here in championship weekend. And now we get to the men's singles portion. Raul Garcia, the Bolivian out of Kennesaw State, played under Coach Pritchard there. On the far side, you're going to have Corey Craig for the Outriders, coming back from an ankle injury, missed the semifinal. I think it was a little bit more just playing it safe. They had a lot of confidence in the rest of their team. So I expect a fully healthy Corey Craig out of Florida State to give them a solid start.
Just both of these players, such forces. You have Garcia, who's 34 on the season, plus 34, whereas Corey Craig is plus 22. He's had an incredible season as well, just because of his consistency and the fact that he just gets every single ball back.
And this is going to be an interesting test for Garcia, who likes to play a little bit more aggressive, finding that forehand. But Craig, it is an absolute machine going from side to side. You have to play some great tennis against him to beat him. He will not beat himself. And then we'll see who's going to come in for Zhao Xiaolin and Joaquin Benoit. Benoit has actually been having some better performances than Xiaolin, but Xiaolin's been the workhorse for him the entire season.
So the joke was, in talking to Corey before this arc, guys, that the ankle feels better than his voice does from having screamed so much last night, cheering like that in big points. But he did say to keep an eye on it because he goes, hey, at 80% it felt great. This will be the first he's gone to 100%, right? And as far as last night, they knew they wanted to focus a lot more on doubles. Tonight, they felt like against the Freeze, the Outriders really wanted to focus on singles, and that's why we see Corey Craig back out here tonight.
Yeah, he looks very comfortable. Both of these men looking a lot calmer after the ladies had to really deal with the nerves. The men have been able to scream their nerves out over the last 20 minutes. You see Garcia getting that good backhand cross court, 42-40.
You see some deep breathing from Garcia already, but just has to handle how much physicality he exerts because he will be on the court for quite a long amount of time in this singles because he's been so good this entire season. He's going to get as much playing time as he can.
Corey Craig spent his freshman year at Boston University being the Patriot League Rookie of the Year, 26-1 his freshman year. You know how long it took me to get one loss?
I had a lot of losses.
Yeah, I mean, 26-1 is insane.
Good on you, Corey.
Corey Craig tells Chiolene, hey, one more point, one more point. Craig from the back fence all the way by the stands. Good inside-in forehand by Garcia. Goes up inside out. You got the shoelaces untied. Coach Pritchard's going to tell Garcia to come off. I think it was a little bit more of a timing issue with Zhao Chiolene coming in. So Carousel, Zhao Chiolene in with a double substitution.
But we also did see Corey Craig limping off JY, which is something very important to note. He did not, and now he's sitting down.
He tried to slide into that forehand in the back corner, so probably felt something on there. So I just saw him tell Coach O'Connor, yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine. So we'll see if they even need him. Joaquin Benoit, been an incredible player for them over the past couple of weeks. 45-43, Freeze up by two Brazilians on the court. Caruso going over to UCLA, having an incredible career there. Chiolene going to University of Texas, San Antonio, becoming one of the most decorated players at that university, coming into the Intense League, and Sel had that open court volley.
Excellent point from Sel, and Sel has just shined because of his backhand and his return. He's able to take it, and actually those two at the same time is taking the backhand return early. We did not see that on the forehand side, but if his forehand is on, he's very dangerous.
Working that forehand inside in, but just pulled it wide. And this is where the Outriders need to make their run as they get women's doubles coming up after this. The men for the Outriders been their best spot, plus 57 overall on the season here. And when it comes down to women's doubles, that's where it's been, you know, kind of touch and go. They're only -5 when it comes down to it, so they're kind of even there. So going up with Sel and Garcia in doubles after that, they need to make a run in these next 20 minutes. Sel tries to unload on that forehand. He saw the openings, missed 2 of them, still up by 1.
Zhao Chiolene has felt extremely comfortable all season in the singles, and I'm sure he knows the task that he has at hand in trying to get ahead, but Freeze is showing up really well in these singles so far, and I'm sure that they have a lot of confidence in knowing the dominance that Raul and Carew have had this entire season in the doubles. I mean, you've got to feel good if you're them.
Big serve out wide, sets up the backhand cross court, +2.
That's the play of a #1 draft pick, just taking the ball so early, but also just looking so calm while he took it, sees the open court, gets that 2-pointer. Look at those fans.
4.5 minutes remaining. Caruso with the serve and volley, inside out backhand. Chiolene will get there. +1, Freeze, 6-point lead. Outriders and O'Connell still have not used any timeouts so far. Freeze only used 1. Missed hit to the backhand of Chiolene. That goes right into the wheelhouse of Sel. No problem taking it on the rise. force the backhand slice. 7-point lead to the Freeze.
Just comfortable looking Carousel. He doesn't seem like the moment is too big for him whatsoever. In fact, he's actually thriving in the pressure that this moment is bringing.
Drop shot, Cell's going to have to try to get there. He does not. 2 points to the Outriders. Raul Garcia steps in and Cell will take a break. We'll see if Coach O'Connell will try to play a matchup and try to get somebody else or leave Ciolin in. Off the net, Ciolin does what he can to get there, but still stays on the run, sliding in. Ball floats on the line, going corner to corner. Another forehand by Garcia. Overhits that forehand, just getting a little bit too antsy as Ciolin was defending like a beast.
Just the grit from Ciolin, wow.
Garcia standing really far back on the back line. Just these forehands are sailing long. He's letting loose to hit him clean, but he's definitely overshooting them. As Joaquin Benoit from the University of North Georgia, the Argentinian, trying to come up on back-to-back big-time performances, starts off with the fault.
If he can replicate the performance he had last night, that was some very, very good stuff.
Plus 13 the night before, plus 8.5 before that. Let's see if he can back it up and give Ciolin the boost the Outriders need. This hit back and sets up another Garcia forehand. They just keep coming back. Garcia finally finds the hole. +1. Good patience by Garcia, just understanding it's okay if it comes back. It's okay if it comes back. Benoit trying to step really far inside the baseline, put the pressure on Garcia. Gets that fault with his presence alone. Fault number 2. Benoit has no problem going a little bit more aggressive on the serve if he can get rewarded with the short ball opportunity. Both players trading faults.
Guys, we've been talking about managing nerves, and I thought it was interesting before this arc got underway. Joaquin Benoit was reading a book, a murder mystery, if you will, because it has to be intense, but he said it was his way of getting his mind off of tonight in the big moments, and I thought that was kind of cute because you don't normally see that. Also, JY, you pointed out the new racket, and Joao Ciolin said it's been like a new superhero. He's been the best player Joaquin has during practice for them since day one, according to Joao, and he goes, but this new racket has given him just completely new confidence on the court. So we'll see if it plays out again that way here tonight.
He's hanging in there so far, taking that backhand inside of the baseline. Goes a little bit to the center. That sets up that Garcia forehand. Too many opportunities to the forehand, but Garcia overhitting again.
Do you ever read before matches, JY? I actually loved it. It really took my mind off of it. I love that Benoit is doing that because I used to get so nervous and then I felt like I would just dive into my book and just not even think about it anymore.
Final 30 seconds of this first men's singles bolt. The second one coming up after. All 3 doubles formats will finish the championship title off. Benoit finally lets loose on the backhand, trying to dictate plays, able to put Garcia on the corner, but then goes down the middle. Garcia finds his offense once again. Can he finally take advantage? No, another forehand. Got to be frustrating for the Freeze, but yet you think about what they've been able to do and all the misses from the Garcia forehand. They're still up by 3. When we come back, we'll have our second singles vault. See who steps it up.
Time for you
to experience the greatness that is Intense. You want to know the rules?
Well, we got your rules right here.
Every team has 8 pros,
4 men,
4 women, and a coach leading the charge. An Intense match is called an arc. Every arc is made up of 10-minute periods called bolts.
And there are 7 bolts in every arc. Each arc has bolts of men's singles, women's singles, doubles, and mixed doubles.
Now for the serving rules.
1 toss, 1 serve, miss it, and the point's gone. There's also a 14-second shot clock between points.
And yes, we do play lets.
The only thing that can slow the pace down are the timeouts.
And there are rolling substitutions.
Scoring is simple. You win a rally, That's 1 point.
Plus the clean winner, that's 2 points.
The scores from every bolt are added up along the way, and the team with the highest score at the end of the last bolt wins the arc and the cash.
And now the most important part of Intense, the super loud fins.
We want all the volume when it comes to supporting your favorite team.
So now you know the Intense rules.
So let's get this arc started.
You see how important it is to back her up and then use the different paces of ball. Whether you give her a hard shot, a slice, an angle, but use that ball to back her up.
Playing great out there. Keep on swinging, keep on hitting that serve. You're doing a good job. That was awesome, right? That was totally what we were expecting. We weren't expecting to come out here and play flawless tennis during a championship. It was f***ing loud at the start. Like, it was hard to play, okay? We settled in great. Be ready to do the same in women's doubles. Okay, good job.
I love our Mike Dip moments presented by iHeartRadio. You know, Coach O'Connell, a former collegiate standout at Georgia University, came back to coach them as well. Simon Pritchard gets to watch Caruso hit forehand winners like that. But this is all after he was a standout over at Kennesaw State as a player, then spent a time as a financial analyst at Lighthouse Point, and then he came back to Lighthouse Equity Partners, got to give him the correct shout out. And then he came back to coach at Kennesaw State and just fell in love with coaching, and now he's here trying to win a championship.
A little more fun to coach, but both of these coaches, they've been incredible all season. Wonderful people, wonderful coaches, and both teams just so lucky to have them as their leaders.
Corey Craig in with Caruso. Ankle looking good for Corey Craig. His ankle will be tested here on the run on that side. Definitely looked a little bit unsure of himself as that ball dropped short. Sell being very patient, not electing to come forward. And we talked about this with Mendez, where the problem is when you don't come to the net, you have a tendency to overhit from the baseline, and that's what happened to Sell.
Just taking the return so early, Sell, but on that forehand side, he's not quite as comfortable as the backhand. He lets them fly a little too much. I'd like to see him, even if he's aiming down the middle, that's great. Aim somewhere in the middle of the court. If you had a big ball, Craig's not going to hurt you.
Backhand down the line, Sell there. Good passing shot from the corner. Sell looks up at the clock, only 14 seconds, but knows that he has just enough time to take a breath. Tosses it up, off speed shot, out wide, sets up that forehand inside out. Now he comes in, volley cross court. The lob will go in. He's going to let it bounce. Goes down the line, but Craig, no surprises there. Back in a baseline rally. Sell with the drop shot with Craig all the way to back. To sliding in, down the line, +2!
That is outrageous, Corey Craig.
The trust in his ankle to slide in. Leaving it all on the line for his team.
And to tie it up that way, oh my goodness.
Raul Garcia now comes in to take over Caruso. The Outriders have brought this all the way back and given themselves a 1-point lead. Garcia taking that short kick out wide. Has a tendency to get comfortable on that backhand. Looking very good there right now. Charlene trying to stick it there. You got to wonder with that forehand just spraying a lot earlier. Charlene going to start to target there. Now he does. There's the miss hit right off the baseline. This rally's going to continue.
Wow, the depth, incredible. Ooh. Great grind from Garcia. Super good.
Charlene losing his footwork on that backhand slice. Is not used to hitting too many of them. Didn't find his rhythm, 61-61. Charlene goes all the way back to the baseline. Garcia finding a little bit more of an aggressive forehand. Wake going forward, but Charlene is there. Backhand cross court. Garcia's going to sneak in. Charlene said, I cannot let this ball hang. I think for Garcia, the one thing, not seeing those big come-ons. So with the nerves that's weighing him down.
Sometimes you do feel a little bit shy or too within yourself. And we talked a lot about last night playing within yourself, but not too much. Don't feel restricted. Just let all the emotions out. But in your tennis, don't feel like you have to do too much.
Tense forehand by Charlene, and quickly the Freeze have gotten their lead back up to 3. Corey Craig will come in. Craig still at only 5 minutes of his 12 minutes max, so he can play the rest of his time if Coach O'Connell wants. Another forehand that just goes sailing past the baseline for Garcia. Garcia, look at him taking the pace off that shot, changing the trajectory, making Craig go to work, and it works out for the Freeze.
Craig was certainly thrown off by that. We haven't seen that a lot this season, and certainly not really expected, but great changeup. Ooh, and that's actually the place where he should have hit that ball. Just a little heavier, higher over the net. Fucking Benoit is back in.
Good serving the Garcia backhand down the middle. We've seen Benoit play through the middle a lot with Garcia. Great serving to the backhand. We'll get that ball floating inside out.
Went for too much there.
Garcia electing to try to play offense off the backhand since he can't find his forehand. Neither side working out. Sell will come in, still a 1-point lead for the Freeze. Benoit goes for another big serve, donates that point. Third fault. Back to back, and the Outriders tie it up. Will Benoit take a little bit of pace off this serve and just get it tied up? Yes, he does. He likes to go with a little bit more slice. Sell going with the flat backhand. Benoit down the line. Short ball. Benoit comes in. No.
Overthought it. It almost looked like he, last minute, decided that he wanted to go line instead of cross. I think he actually had the opening for the cross court there.
Big kick serve. Sell usually goes more for the slice serves. Got the change up there to get above the shoulder Benoit, and Craig comes back in. A lot of substitutions with the options that Connell has.
Guys, just to rewind a little bit to the start of the broadcast, and in case people are just now tuning in, keep in mind the Outriders, and talking to Corey Craig before this match, he just goes, what a great story we are. Literally, what a great story we are, because when you think about pressure tonight, they don't have any. This is a team that replaced 3 draft picks. Over here on the other side in Cruz South, he's the one that has all the pressure tonight. That's what Corey was like. He's the one who was the #1 overall pick. He's got to show up tonight. Sure enough, he did on that point, but I just think it's worth mentioning how these two teams coming into the night had to feel, right?
Absolutely, and so much credit goes to how Coach O'Connell has managed this team throughout the season to figure out this new lineup and players and the dynamic, and to figuring out when they come in and not. And for Coach Pritchard, managing the pressure that was on their team, especially with Sion Mendez, a 2025 MVP. And after all of this, 8 weeks in, 4th bowl to the night, Freeze only up by 1.
At the end of the day, victory comes to those who just put everything out there and just enjoy every bit of the process. And I really feel like the Outriders have, again, both teams, some ups, some downs, but Freeze has all the pressure. Outriders are playing with house money, and they're just having fun out here.
Volley down the line by Freeze. Wow! This is that open court opportunity. That's what Craig does, just makes you feel like the court is shrinking on you. 70-70, tied up with 2 minutes remaining in men's singles. Good backhand, but Garcia still not finding the opening to come forward. Craig defending extremely well, goes back behind him. Now comes the approach, the error once again by Garcia. Craig screams to the sideline, and the Outriders have a 1-point lead. Neither team able to maintain that lead, just goes back and forth, back and forth. The moment, the night, the pressure, tied up again.
Just the competitiveness that we see from both teams. This is beauty to us, and the excitement. And we haven't seen any shifts in energy, which I love. We saw a couple flat teams last night, and it hurt. It hurt the tennis, right? And the Sting and the Inferno, and just the fire that's coming from both of these teams. I mean, look at Raul Garcia. Look at him hyping up the crowd. It's incredible.
The straight fight from both players of doing anything they can to win the points. They don't care how good it looks. They will do anything for their team. 45 seconds remaining. There's Garcia taking a little bit of pace off, showing a little bit more patience. Every time I say patience, every time we say he changes it up, he just can't help himself. Good backhand, and see what he chooses there. Does not play the offense, electing to stay more defensive and neutral. It works out for him. Garcia's going to let that clock run down into the break, and the freeze and the Outriders are going neck and neck.
And smart from the freeze there to just not play one more point, just end that fold and this entire arc with a 1-point lead and just go into the double, just feeling like, hey, we're winning. And at the end of the day, you want to stay on top the entire night. Stay with us. We got women's doubles coming right after the break.
Do you want me to be like taller? That way I'm closer to the mic, or?
Just what you were doing.
Fine.
You're looking at me.
Okay.
We don't exist.
What are you talking?
Get like a little bit.
Yeah. Coming in. Yeah. 2, 2, 3, 3. I'm on 10 again. State your name.
I'm Raul Garcia. I'm from Bolivia. I've been playing tennis since I was 4 years old. My grandpa was a tennis coach. My grandma played tennis her whole life. Funny enough, my grandpa was the one that coached my grandma. That's how they met each other. I was born with the tennis racket, basically. Yeah. My dad was a professional football player. When I was like 10, all the way to like 14, I was combining tennis with football. And then my dad was like, okay, you need to pick one. If you want to be good at it, you have to lock in with one. And I chose tennis for sure because I felt like I was better at it. My parents, they sent me to China when I was 14 years old by myself for 6 months to train. That was tough for sure. I remember the first day I got there, I called my mom, being like, Mom, I don't want to be here. Like I started crying. I'm like, Mom, what am I doing here? It's just such a different culture. Just everything. And for me, it was a shock. I had some great results when I was 16 years old. My plan at the beginning was to play professional, go straight to the tour and just start playing tournaments. But COVID hit in 2020, right after I graduated from high school. So I was, doing nothing for such a long time, for a few months. I did more research on college. So I moved to the States when I was 18 for college. Being a freshman, you gotta get used to having a teammate, cheering for them even though you don't play, maybe you do play. That taught me a lot for sure, and it helped me moving forward. And now playing Intense is just easier because I know how it works. It's been fun, actually.
Ain't hungry, I'm starving.
I love eating.
What's your favorite food from Bolivia?
I have so many. It's called majadito, which is eggs, rice, plantain, and shredded meat. It's the best thing for me. And I like traveling a lot too. I don't like going on vacation, just stay still, just do nothing. I just go back from Switzerland and we were hiking there every day. We were always doing something. My girlfriend made me try fondue, which I think was my favorite. It was super good.
I got the feeling we taking it all the way.
So I've known Charlie since I was like 18. We're both from Bolivia.
This is a unique moment for both of them in the country. They got some history together.
I like him. He's a good friend of mine. But then when I saw that I was getting into his head after talking more to him, stuff like that, I saw that he wasn't feeling himself. I was like, okay, this is time to keep pushing, keep doing the same thing, because we were winning and we actually won by a lot of points, and it worked.
Another +2 for Garcia. He's just got ice in his veins tonight.
They're just feeding off of each other's energy right now.
Welcome back to the Intense League Championship. The Freeze maintaining a 1-point lead, 73-72. Now that we've finished all the singles. And Carousel for the Freeze, bringing in some big-time dynamics with his backhands coming into the net and his returns where he stays so close to the baseline. The pressure that he's putting on the Outriders right now. Now, Corey Craig and Benoit and Ciolin did a great job trying to neutralize him, but Sel, you can feel that he's starting to show up for the big moment. Kelly Cole caught up with him after the men's singles goal.
Well, back and forth all night. This has to be exactly what you expected in this one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of what we expected from them. I think actually they kind of play similar to us, you know, like constructed points, long points. So it's a dogfight. It's just like tough out there. You know, everything's a lot more physical. So yeah, I think it's going to come down to a few moments of brilliance. I don't know from which side, hopefully ours.
Well, I know my stomach's in knots watching. What are the nerves like for you guys as you're on the court?
I don't know. You're kind of black out in there. I'm being totally honest. You're just playing point to point, and you're trying to like get on a good run. And again, it's win ugly sometimes. And if it has to be that way, it has to be that way.
What will be the difference down the stretch?
Some great doubles. I think playing some great doubles now, like Raul and I have been playing some great doubles all season. So like put, you know, a final great 10 minutes here and hopefully get us the win.
Can't wait. Crew, thank you. Best of luck. Guys.
Yeah, and I think some of what he mentioned, the blackout and just play, I think that's the format. Because I think in traditional tennis, you're by yourself, you have more time to actually think. Here, it's so fast, you can kind of start to just play through it and not think about it.
And I also think that's just great because the less you think about what's going on, most of the time, the better you play, and you just revert to your incredible tennis that you're able to play. So I actually like that. The less you think, the better.
Women's double is going to get things going now. Cio Mendez, Fernanda Navarro, and on the near side for the Freeze, Sofia Cabezas and Brandy Walker, and on the far side, this is going to be huge for both teams as Navarro starts off with the poach. Which one will come alive? So for the Outriders and Brandy Walker and Sofia Cabezas, they're just -4 in the season. They don't give you a lot, they don't lose a lot. But for Mendez and Navarro, they're in the -50s up until last night.
Well, and I love that start from Navarro. I like that she took it right away. A lot of times we see some tentative movement at the net at the very beginning, and that's exactly what you're looking for there, too. She just caught the line. Walker, excellent move. Whoever moves the most is going to take over this doubles.
74-74, Walker real sneaky. She looked very calm right there until she went for that poach. Good reflex by Cabezas. Navarro goes right back to Walker. That lob's going to land in the court. Miscommunication. Instead of an overhead, becomes a forehand. Cabezas with the defense. Angle back. Wow! Mendez with the winner. +2.
Excellent angles. Beautiful stuff.
Lob by Cabezas. She'll use that play a lot in double to neutralize Walker with the overhead. Mendez with the defense. +1 Outriders. Great playing by Walker, and there's Mama Walker. She is hyped up right now in this championship as her team is hanging in there, trying to see if they can make a run. Down 1. Cabezas hits that ball late, goes right into the team of the Freeze. They're in the penalty box, in the player box, sorry. Not the penalty box, not yet. They're safe there if they get hit. If they get hit outside of that box, then it becomes a +1 for the other team. Mendez off the net, goes over. Cabezas there. Would have thought Navarro would have poached.
Great dig by Cabezas. I think she actually got tight on that last backhand. It was easier than she expecting it to be.
78-75, Freeze 3-point lead. Men's doubles, mixed doubles to finish after this. Big forehand right at Navarro, off the racket.
Oh my God, the hands from Navarro, that was insane.
Umpire Nunez is going to say that it actually hit her arm. That, you know, that's tough.
It hit her head.
Because, or did it hit her? Does she have a watch?
That's an insane sound. You can hear it. You can hear it. Can we review it or no? On the camera, it looks like it hit a racket. But are we allowed to check or no? On the camera, it looks like it hit the racket.
What did you see?
It's your call.
I mean,
Question of fact. If you pull it like that, it's like that.
I'm not reviewing it. I'm talking. Hold on one sec. I mean, you said you thought it hurt, right? It was fine. Point team freeze.
Yeah, point is awarded to Team Freeze. The way I'm comfortable with that decision. We got to look at the replay later, but it came back so fast. There's no way that comes off an arm or something. Like in the sound it made, it was a loud thud. So that's why I think it went off the grip.
I think it hit the racket there. Amy O'Connell is not comfortable with that call, but you got to keep playing. I do think that Navarro did get that ball back, and it did touch her racket.
Let's see right here. Yeah, that's all racket.
In fact, I don't even know if it was grip. I feel like she almost got strings there somehow.
Yeah. I think the way it came back was way too fast. That's a big point. Mendez going with the quick serve, because as soon as Nunez blows that whistle, they can go right at it. The basis was ready. Point goes to the Outriders. 3-point lead. Great serve into the body, but goes down the line to the opening. Down the line formations for both of these teams. Goes cross court. Walker hangs in tight. Mendez goes down the line. The cross court to Navarro. No.
And I actually think that ball was going out, and Walker wanted to go for the two-pointer there, but it might not have been the right play. Cost them that point. Lots of down-the-line rallies here. Oh, not good enough on that lob that she feels so comfortable with, but got lucky there.
Mendez did not get her feet set and mistimed that overhead. As the three-point swing goes towards the Outriders. 80-77 freeze. 6 minutes before we get to men's doubles. Big backhand return. Navarro with the post. +2. Not much of a poach as it went more right at her, but the reach to snap that down. Great play.
This is the most doubles time that we've seen actually from Brandy Walker. It's most of the season it's been Cabezas and Zoe Hammond. So I wonder if Hammond will come in at all.
And Hammond is a risk in doubles because the high, heavy tossing shots that she hits can sometimes be left hanging too much for poaches. So the difference is Hammond's got that lefty serve that can be so difficult to return again. So like you said, we'll see how Coach O'Connell manages. Walker, known more for her double skills as well. So down by 5, what are they going to do here to stay in it? Well, they get gifts like that, that's certainly going to help. Outriders just considering on how they're negative throughout the season on all 3 doubles. They need a big night in this category. Cabezas is trying to make something happen, but off the frame.
You just got to move a little earlier there. You have to take risks, especially when you know you haven't been great in the doubles. You have to take risks, especially in a championship. You got to put everything on the line. And we have a timeout called by Amy O'Connell of the Outriders.
Let's go. Come on.
All right, hey, we're getting some opportunities there, and we got to be ready to block it and right in that high percentage spot that it goes right between them. You're getting your opportunities. We got to stick it. We talked about Sion had to go more body there. Look when that slice comes up. Look to move. Any kind of slow motion ball, be ready to go and attack in a safe place, high percentage place where you can stick. Y'all are doing a great job. You're right there. It's a matter of a few points going our way. Okay, be ready to run it down and get a racket on things. But y'all are doing a great job. Okay, let's fight hard right here. I just wanted to slow them down. Okay, so let's use it. We got 20 seconds.
Come on, let's go, guys. Let's go. You guys, you got
Come on, let's get it.
Here we go.
And Amy has been very good in her timeouts and always brings the players together, and the team starts playing a lot better. I'm sure she used that timeout for that outcome as well. Just try and slow things down, see their opportunities, and really take them. Don't be late in that first step burst.
You mentioned how well O'Connell manages their timeouts. The team throughout the season is plus 10 on the next 3 points, plus 9 on the next 5, plus 38 for the remainder of that bolt where she calls a timeout. Let's see how these next 5 minutes will go. There's 1 point right there. And we talk a lot about O'Connell over the last couple of weeks on how she's changed her voice, her energy when she speaks. Really brought them up, and no coincidence that they played her best tennis in the past couple of weeks.
Well, and she's changed her energy tonight, too. This is by far the most hype I've ever seen Amy. Bad decision there by Sophia. She wanted to use that drop shot. Rarely do you see drop shots in doubles. She definitely should have swung at that one.
Breeze going with the I formation. Navarro standing close to that middle. Mendez gets another overhead. This one's going to be reflex back, but this is going to be comfortable. Backspin back.
Oh, wow.
It goes over the roof and through, and it's still in. Another one that's going to go in. This time that overhead's not as strong. Walker can push it back deep. They've neutralized this point. They come forward. Oh! What defense by the Outriders. Multiple opportunities by the Freeze to get a +2, and they couldn't put it away. Just when you want to build on some momentum on that point, you give it away so quickly.
I'd like to see some calls here from the Outriders. Just either go right after the serve or after the return, or know that someone's moving at the net right after the first ball, because they're letting some points slip just because they're not doing enough at that net.
2 quick unforced errors, 88-81 for the Freeze. Big return, Navarro looking to poach. Cabezas will get there. Mendez at the net, all 4 at the net. Volley down the middle.
Excellent playing from the Freeze, wow.
Now we see Hammond come in for the changeup for Walker. The lob as Navarro tries to poach. Mendez is there with the open stance. Cabezas just getting the ball really soft from the back. Looks uncomfortable from the baseline.
She looks nervous. She looks very nervous. Also just really far behind the baseline. You got to take initiative in doubles. You can't be passive.
Is it crazy to think let's put Walker in here for Cabezas right now?
No, not at all. I think that's actually a great call.
Well, never mind. Cabezas making the case to try to stay in. It was only +1. Outriders wanted that to be +2, but some of that movement can generate some more confidence out of Cabezas. Great serving in Navarro backhand. She could not run around that one. 2 points in a row, Outriders. Nothing looks comfortable from the ground from Cabezas. High formation again by the Freeze.
I like your idea. I think you put Brandy Walker in here.
Every
great
time.
ball.
Every time.
That's it every time. Yeah.
That's why she was at 1 point second in that MVP race. She shows up in the moment. She's keeping it tight for her team. 91, 91-85, 91-86.
Someone's got to move here.
Let's see if the basis goes again. Go. Nope.
That's what happens when you don't go, though. You need to put that pressure, or else the returner just feels comfortable. It's easy to return if no one's moving and you have no pressure.
Navarro's been moving all night, and that's the pressure she put on Hammond there, going down the line too early. There's a lob to change things up. Mendez will get there. Good lob to go back. Angle volley. Down the line, forehand. 30 seconds remaining. The Outriders just finding ways to hang on here. Down by 5. Men's doubles coming up next.
Nice serve. Beautiful serve.
15 seconds. Great serve. The post by Hammond off the net. +2 regardless. And after all that, the bases hangs in there. 92-90. Freeze only up by 2. But they're starting to bring it together. Can this be the momentum that they needed going into men's doubles as Caruso and Raul Garcia step in? Hammond says it's your turn now. I did what I could. Be back with some men's doubles.
Roberto Cid here. I'm from the Dominican Republic. I started playing tennis when I was 5. I moved to Florida when I was 12 to continue my tennis dream. I went to college at USF in South Florida, and when I graduated in 2016, I've been playing professional ever since. My dad played, and he was always taking me to the club in Dominican Republic since I was a little kid. My sisters, who are older than me, they also play, so I was kind of like dragging into the tennis court every day. I actually played baseball, which is big in Dominican, as you probably know, and I was playing both up until 12 years old, and I decided to go with tennis instead.
This is Pro Tennis Built Different. Intense. Tennis turned up.
Intense is brought to you by Solaris, founding partner and official focus and education partner of Intense. Freeze versus out. 92-90, but last night it was the MVP award being handed out. Roberto Cid leading the way there for the men. Aliona Bosova leading the way for the women. And this is the top 5 that rounded out. You see each of those players with a bonus at the end of the year based on their position in the MVP standings. Brought to these players by Payment Lab, so a great bonus. Obviously still got some championship here to finish it off. Aliona Bosova, Ushuaia Arcanada came down to the last arc of the regular season for them. But that's our top 5. Carson Tangulik, Sofia Cabeza, she's here right now going up against Sion Mendez. But they will take a seat as men's doubles takes the court. Caruso, Raul Garcia on the near side. Zhao Xiaolin, Joaquin Benoit on the far side.
And this Freeze team is the big timers, and it's going to be very important for the Outriders to not get too down too quick in this men's doubles bolt.
Good volley by Xiaolin, the cover by Garcia, down the line backhand. That's going to be +1 for the Outriders. Garcia, one of the most difficult forehands to volley against with the action that he has. But Xiaolin is steady at the net, and Benoit with that backhand return. But Cell, he's got a beautiful return. Look at those hands fend off that serve. Tough short volley, they'll switch. Caruso back at the baseline, +1.
Lots of aggression from both teams right now, and balls are flying very low to the net. Not a lot of height, keeping them close.
High formation to the Garcia backhand. Good hands by Xiaolin, that ball was on him quick. And into men's doubles, the Outriders have taken a 1-point lead in the championship night. I formation once again. Xiaolin reads that backhand. This time, that backhand volley goes long.
And this aggression and movement from the Outriders is what we were expecting from the Freeze. So this is surprising, but this is exactly what it's going to take for the Outriders to win this bolt.
Cell with a 17% fault rate on the season has no problem putting a little juice on that serve. It gives them the reward. That one didn't work out. +1 Outriders. Huge forehand return.
Wow.
Clipped off the net and went over. It looks like they're only going to count it as +1. I did not think that Benoit touched it.
I didn't either.
I think it was the net that made that sound. We'll see if that one comes back. Freeze, stay composed. 1-point lead. Good short kick, Benoit!
Benoit just bringing the best tennis out of himself when it matters most.
Great serving in the body, the drop volley, +1 Outriders. Xiaolin wanted that one. Each team, they're making their case, but sometimes it's a little bit too much.
Well, when the emotions run so high, you fight for everything. And at the end of the day, it's a championship. You got to fight for everything and take what you can get.
98-97, Outriders with the 1-point lead. Garcia signals to Sell. Gets down low, ready to handle it. This time that sliding serve jammed him in the left hip. Tied up again. Sell mixing up the pace. Last time went more through the court to Ciolin. This time with more kick, bouncing it up. Freeze retake the lead by 1. 6.5 minutes remaining in men's doubles. That one a little bit more off pace, more calm. Garcia looked to poach, had it, elected not to go.
That's exactly what you do if you're Joao Ciolin. If your opponent doesn't go, you must go the next ball. There is no other way.
Big time doubles play, 199. And a 3-point right back, tied at 100. Let's go, freeze chants going around the entire arena in this sold-out crowd on championship night. They retake the lead by 1. Ciolin struggling a bit on that backhand return.
I would say the fan base is pretty evenly split. You?
I just think the Freeze have better chance.
They have good
chance.
chance.
Fans going. Outriders have a lot of support here for Coach O'Connell's team, but the Freeze, they got the songs, they got the dance, they got the energy. They're up by 2.
My favorite thing about the crowd as we watch this doubles continue on for the Outriders as Brandy Walker comes off the court, you guys, there's like a whole slew that wanted high fives from her, and she was so taken back from it, right? Because it's not something you get to have very often in tennis, but you do here with Intense. And JY Maria, you were mentioning, you know, I think big shout out to James Creek Tennis Center and Stuart Russell. He's here tonight, certainly helping Amy O'Connell and the Outriders who spent a lot of time there at that tennis facility and got one-on-one work with him and others, which Zhao pointed to as a big part of their success this season.
Yeah, part of the tennis community here in Atlanta hosting the Outriders team. We had a quick switcheroo with Corey Craig there coming in on the return, then he was out. Let's see how they're going to manage the return. So Corey Craig looks to be coming in for Joaquin Benoit when they're returning. It's interesting, I thought Benoit was returning a little bit better actually than Joao Ciolin, but Coach O'Connell's seen a little bit different, and it's been working. The 2 times he's in, they've won the point.
I agree. I think both Ciolin and Benoit are able to create a little bit more power off of the return and not give Freeze the opportunity to poach, but a little bit of nerves coming in here, it seems like.
Ciolin with his 3rd fault. Craig back in to return. Garcia to serve. The backhand return. Sell with the redirect to Ciolin. Ciolin misfiring on a couple shots, looking a little bit tense. Garcia looked like you want to talk, a little bit of smack, and even telling him, hey, look, you look a little bit tense out there. This is the side of Garcia when actually starts to play his best, but does he fire up Ciolin at the same time?
He's actually been the best trash talker this entire season. I'm surprised we're not seeing more of it tonight.
Benoit will go I formation with Ciolin for the first time against Garcia. Actually, they did it a little bit earlier. They found some success actually just going back to that. One of the few +2 winners we've seen for the Outriders in men's doubles. Sticking with that I formation. Good return by Sell. The reflex by Garcia into the net.
Huge serves from Benoit. And high percentage, too.
Ciolin trying to go there, couldn't get there. Goes right at Sell. Sell with the backspin, hands back to Garcia. Garcia right at Ciolin again. Ciolin actually doing everything he can, and the Freeze calling the timeout even though they're still up by 2.
That's it. Let's carry that momentum, baby. Let's carry that momentum. Look, I'd say that the one thing we can talk through is when they sub Corey in just for the return, what do we like there? Do we like him body? Do we want to make it?
Try to go T, but I actually find it if we find his forehand, he doesn't cross that good.
Yeah.
I think we just go to the serve that feels better.
Look, and maybe we get a little bit more active at the net, you know? He's in for 1 point. It's tough for him to come in and rip line, you know? Like, let's test him, okay? Good job. Come on, let's carry it.
Very interesting play, I thought, with first Pritchard asking the players what they felt more comfortable. Sell asked a very important question to Garcia, saying, hey, what if we just went with the serve that's comfortable? Forget lefty or righty. And then the great awareness to understand Corey Craig's not coming in a lot. He's not going to take a lot of risk on that return. So let's poach right away and put some pressure on him.
Well, and a lot of the times as a coach, you can't read your players' minds. You have no idea what they're feeling, and the emotions are running high for everyone. So I do appreciate that, and just asking them, like, hey, how do you guys feel? Let's just assess this for a second and come up with a great plan.
Jolene doing better on the backhand return. That forehand just a bit long. Off-pace kick gives Garcia the time for the forehand. Big mistake. You do not leave balls hanging in the middle of the court to Garcia. And let's see right now. Will they serve at the forehand with the sell poach? Goes kick out wide right to it. Garcia, that ball is going to be sitting there for him to poach anyway.
I think went for a little too much there. Raul just saw it really big there and just got a little too excited.
He hasn't been able to find that aggressive forehand consistently throughout the night. And this is the up and down of Garcia. When he connects, he has these plus 30 nights that are incredible. When it's not there, it's just completely the other way.
Peru trying to go to that forehand like they talked about with Coach, but maybe overthinking it. At the end of the day, you got to play to your strengths before you play to your opponent's weaknesses.
So running around the backhand, usually he loves that backhand return. Got caught in the body. Outriders within one once again. Let's see if Jolene will put a little bit more juice on this serve. Garcia punished him last time. Better angle, better pace, better reward. Tied up.
You see a little stare down there from Ciolin to Raul Garcia.
Jolene saw what Garcia did on the other side of the court, but he had to stay quiet until he was able to hit some good shots. Sell runs around one more time, this time at Garcia. One more time again. And now we got the back and forth. Jolene screaming at Garcia as they take a 1-point lead.
Wow, Outriders. Couple points back-to-back here.
Now you have to wonder, did Garcia make a mistake? Did he wake up the Lion? 45 seconds remaining before mixed doubles comes in. Greg will be into return for Benoit. Jolene with 4 faults tonight. The Outriders, one of the lowest percentage fault teams in the league. Off pace into the Craig forehand. They did not poach. It would have been there. Now he goes. Jolene reflex. Garcia covers right at him again. Final 10 seconds here. This ball's going to float. Jolene's going to hang in there at the net. Big forehand at Jolene. +1 going to the freeze. The Outriders will maintain a 1-point lead as men's doubles is finished. Mixed doubles will be coming up. The back and forth, the lead changes. Which team is going to be able to step up as they bring it together for one final move towards that championship trophy?
What a play from the Outriders in that men's doubles. Not expected. We see such great freeze men's doubles throughout this whole season, but still so much energy. And when we come back, we will crown a champion with one more bolt coming up.
Now, I'm Kevin King with Team Intense Rise. Talking with the juniors that came out, we had a couple of scrimmages, some arcs being played, and I'm here to talk about locking in. What am I going to lock into every day in practice to make that day a success?
Being present is going to eliminate the anxiety of the future or thinking about mistakes.
There's only so many things you can control in a match, and for me, the pre-match routine is super important because I know if I have that set, then I'll be able to trust myself in the match, staying locked in, staying focused, present in the moment.
Goes down the line, he feels it.
Intense is team tennis that's faster, louder, and with real cash on the line.
Your partner can't make serve.
Watch the most relentless tennis league.
You know, shaky mustachio man.
On the planet, live.
Argonaut approaches. Ciolin is ready as well. +2.
This was incredible.
Intense. Tennis turned up.
Final 10 minutes to decide the champions. Fernanda Navarro doing a great job coming in to back up Sion Mendez. She became the leader for them, especially with that one-handed passing shot going into our first break. Let loose on some forehands, came back in doubles, really strong alongside Sion Mendez, and really came in a big-time play when they've struggled in women's doubles. But Corey Craig, not in the lineup in the semifinal due to an ankle injury. He puts it on the line tonight. He is +8 for his team, especially getting some big-time doubles minutes on the return side. He's been the solidifying factor for the Outriders, Mr. Reliable, and now we come down to our final 10 minutes to decide our champions, but the Outriders are only up by 1. Basis with a chip return back to Garcia. Now will lob and neutralize. Ciolin is left hanging there. Mendez as well. Down the line, bad move. +2, Ciolin putting the pressure on, making Garcia overthink. Set up an easy volley winner.
Ciolin has been all over that net tonight, and something worth noting is throughout this whole season, we've seen a lot of back and forth between Carew and Raul Garcia in the mixed doubles. We've seen a lot of times Raul serving and Carew coming in for the return. So we'll see if there's those subs that we've seen a lot.
Ciolin with Mendez in the cross-court rally. Wow, what an angle from back there. Ridiculous. 117 and 113, and what's going to be interesting is when we saw that dynamic of Sell coming in to return for Garcia, it's more so when they were on the deuce side for the men. Are they going to put Sell in on the ad side to return? Because traditionally, that's not where Sell's been returning.
Sure, especially when he feels so comfortable with that backhand and taking it so early, short cross.
And is not able to do enough with that high volley. Point will go the other way. So he's down by 2. Who will be the 2026 Intense League champions? 8 minutes and we will find out. Garcia, rarely do you see that, only a 7% fault rate on the season. He's feeling the nerves himself. Both teams have 2 timeouts that they can use in this bowl. Garcia running around.
That's a great play from him, but I just see fire in Ciolin's eyes tonight. We haven't seen this much from him this whole season, and they actually don't look as nervous. Team Freeze looks a lot more nervous right now.
Cabezas with Ciolin with that hybrid eye formation. You can imagine that Cabezas is going to stay on that ad side. Gonna have to do a little bit more, but the reflex by Ciolin. 117. Mendez signals to Garcia. Garcia agrees, tosses up. Big kick into the backhand off the net. We go wide. Freeze within 1.
The key for both teams right now is just to swing through the ball. A lot of times when you get nervous, you get tight, you forget to just swing. Keep going, keep the same swing path. We're seeing some mistakes because everyone's stopping their swings and overthinking it.
Great lob by Cabezas. Tough move by Ciolin, but can understand considering the position Garcia was in. Did not get enough on it, and we are tied up in our final bolt of the season. Good inside-out backhand return. 1-point lead, Outriders. The base is bouncing her feet, trying to stay locked in and ready for that Garcia forehand. Charlene does not allow him to hit that forehand. Now he does. Cabeza's volley deep. We'll have to go back to Charlene Mendez through the middle.
Both teams covering the line so well right now, and we see both teams going for too many shots line. I think you actually attack the cross court and you sneak in and try and poach.
Cabezas runs around, great lob to neutralize the Garcia poach. Inside out angle, just wide. Smart play, read the Garcia move. Just couldn't execute, freeze up by 2. Pritchard yelling at Garcia, come on. Right after Charlene forehand, the big open stance backhand by Mendez. Short ball to Garcia through the middle. Charlene gets there. Ball goes in, overhead +2.
That's magic from Garcia, pure magic.
No timeout by O'Connell. They will continue to play. Freeze up by 4. Garcia covering the entire court to get there. Goes right at him, +1.
What's going to happen on this Cabezas serve, because I see Raul Garcia going Mach 10 at Ciolin at the net.
There he goes running around. Cabezas could not get there in time. Under 5 minutes to decide the Intense League Championship. They're relentless on that backhand, but Ciolin is finding a rhythm. Heavy into the corner, heavy right back. The ball will float. Mendez doesn't go for it. Right at Cabezas.
Insanely good, Raul Garcia. Talk about stepping up to the occasion.
Garcia finding the forehand that let him down in men's singles today to put his team up by 6. Kick serve again to Benoit backhanded. He comes in for Ciolin. This is the first time we've seen Ciolin go out. The reflex back and forth, Benoit hanging in. Good effort considering the moment, but the frees are everywhere. 7-point lead, no timeout yet. Garcia taking his time.
I'm very surprised we're not seeing a timeout, because both teams still have 2 timeouts. There's a couple points in a row here that the Outriders are losing. I think Amy O'Connell needs to call a timeout here.
The entire bench can feel it. The momentum is finally building. Neither team has really been able to pull away. Garcia goes right at Cabezas. Mendez with the overhead off the net. 9-point lead freeze.
There's that timeout.
Time. Okay, we got to be ready. When we go back out, you go back out there. You got to breathe or be ready. Okay, we'll make you some different skill sets in here, so everybody be ready. Body serve, let's try to get your serve into Raul. Let's try to get it to that backhand side off the serve. Okay, just reminding you of what we're doing so we can kind of slow their roll. They reeled off a few, okay? Be ready when you're up at the net, especially if the guy has that ball, be ready. When you attack the girl at the net, which you can do, make sure you're inside the baseline teeing off. I don't want you going at her on your back foot, okay? All right, let's go.
What stood out to me the most was exactly what she said at the end. You cannot be on your back foot. Everything has to be going forward. Do not wait. Do not be passive. You must lead with aggression here.
I know she said she wanted to slow the roll, the freeze. No, you can't just slow the roll. You need to completely turn it around. You need to create something for your team. 3.5 minutes remaining. The season is on the line. The title, the Bada Trophy, it's slowly slipping away. Good forehand, Charlene with the move. That's how you do it.
That's what you got to look for every single point. You have to try and move, and you need to stick those volleys.
They're going 2 back on the serve so that Garcia cannot target Cabezas at the net. Garcia now goes to Cabezas. High shot. Mendez cannot poach off that one. Is she going to squeeze it at some point? Garcia comfortably waiting here. The lob to go to Mendez. That's a third lob tonight we've seen from Cabezas. That's just at the wrong time, too soft and tentative.
Well, and just too many in a row. You hit one lob, great. You get away with it. You go again. You hit, and then you lob again. You don't go so many lobs in a row.
Short kick out wide. Cabezas off her own team, trying to pull it around the net. Tough shot. Maybe that's the wake-up call they need. They're down 10. Garcia signals to Mendez at the Outriders. Haven't seen much of this in the season where they played two back. Outriders down 9. I formation. Off pace serve. Garcia's able to find his forehand. Ciolin is going to have to go at some point. The thing is, there's just not a lot of pace. Garcia's going to have time to see that move. So that's the problem there. Ciolin wants to go, but the ball's just so slow that Garcia can see when he's going. He can place it perfectly. And Ciolin can't get there.
Well, and I think actually Ciolin kind of tricked his partner there because she thought he was going and she wasn't ready for it. Freeze just running away with this one.
Minute and a half here. They're going to have to make a run. They're down by 8. They're running to the line. They play quick. Championship on the line. Mendez returned down the line. Ball floating. That ball goes long. They're down 7. They're playing quick. Cabezas goes back. Garcia goes at Ciolin. Mendez comfortably standing on that side. Cabezas right through the middle. Down 6. They're coming back. Final minute. Good return. Through the middle, down at her feet. They'll run some clock here. They need to go for a 2-point winner. If not, the Freeze are going to be able to run this clock out. Mendez takes her time. Championship on the line. Elects to go for the lob. This is going to take too much time off the clock. They get rewarded with the point, but now Cabezas is going to serve. Quick eye formation. Ball keeper's got to get that ball off. 30 seconds remaining. Freeze up by 6. Big shot in a big moment. The Freeze up by 7. 20 seconds remaining. They will be able to run this clock out.
That's going to do it. They don't have enough time to come back. They're going to run down every single point.
Big return. They'll play quick, but it won't matter. 5, 4.
Over.
It's over. The Freeze are the champions. The Freeze, all celebrations, finishing off with a huge win and the added bonus of the prize money of $45,000 brought to them by Payment Labs and Maria. What an up and down arc. Both teams just hanging in there, nobody able to pull away until the Freeze at the very end.
Beautiful stuff, and the way that the Freeze managed their mixed doubles was incredible, especially after not coming out on top in the men's doubles that they feel so comfortable with. What a way to bounce back, what a way to just stay gritty and just do the dirty work and get through that.
And no one is more reflective of the dirty work as Raul Garcia. He's our Solaris lock-in plays of the night. Struggled to find his forehand in men's singles. Had some good moments, but it was just so up and down. And every time you thought he had it, he lost it, but he stayed in, he fought, he competed, and the way he came back with just total and complete focus in the biggest stages of the night just shows what a great team player he's been this season and the way he was able to come through. And also Fernanda Navarro, you know, she's plus 2.5 on the night. That doesn't sound like a huge number, but for them, they needed somebody to back up Sion Mendez against the other players of the Outriders, and she did that. Sion Mendez plus 4.5 as well herself. Just the whole team effort to just hang in there. No one played magnificent, but they played great at the right times, and they're going to walk away being the 2026 Intense League champions.
Once again, we got to make some noise one more time. Give it up for Team Freeze, our 2026 Intense champions.
And finally, after all the celebrations, Kelly Kroll will catch up with Sion Mendez and Raul Garcia.
Who continue the hugs, and congratulations on being the 2026 Intense champions. Sion, what is the feeling overall right now of this team?
So proud. Everyone showed up today. We fought our guts out. It was a grind. The other team played super well from the beginning. It wasn't easy, but like we just overcame and we did what we had to. I'm so happy.
It's hard not to feed off your energy, but how about this guy's energy? Am I right? I mean, do you understand what you do for your team when you get fired up like that, Raul?
I mean, they make me look at them. It's just them, to be honest with you. Like, I'm trying my best to play for them. I love this team. It's just, I'm so proud of them, everyone. And yeah, super happy to be part of it and help them to get a W today.
If you had to point to one thing that made the difference in this match, what would it have been?
I think heart. I think we came out in the mixed doubles especially. We said we're going to go down swinging if we go down. So I think we really stepped it up in the mix and was just brave.
I love it. Raul, what's the chant now as you guys finish this off?
What's the chant?
The chant, the message, the dance, the party. What's it going to be?
Yes.
Now we need to celebrate for sure. Look, it doesn't happen that often that you win Intense. So yeah, we have to go and celebrate for sure. It's been 2 months, and now go celebrate and see what's next.
All right, guys, go celebrate. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go!
So much emotions for the Freeze. Still struggling to find the words, but Mendez said it correctly. It was all heart for us. Make sure you stay with us. The Freeze just won the championship, and when we come back, we got the trophy presentation.
Now, I'm Kevin King with Team Intense Rise. Talking with the juniors that came out, we had a couple of scrimmages, some arcs being played, and I'm here to talk about locking in. What am I going to lock into every day in practice to make that day a success?
Being present is going to eliminate the anxiety of the future or thinking about mistakes.
There's only so many things you can control in a match, and for me, the pre-match routine is super important because I know if I have that set, then I'll be able to trust myself in the match, staying locked in, staying focused, present in the moment.
If you live for the game,
then you know Sports Talk
isn't a solo act. It's a debate.
And with the iHeartRadio app, everyone gets a say.
Just open up the app, find your favorite local sports radio station,
and use the talkback feature to
vent about that blown call.
Go crazy over that miracle victory.
And your voice could be heard next to mine. Or mine.
Or ours. This is your chance
to be part of your favorite local sports shows
and podcasts.
Your team,
your voice,
your network.
The iHeartRadio app. Download it today.
Goes down the line, he feels it.
Intense is team tennis that's faster, louder, and with real cash on the line.
Your partner can't make serve.
Watch the most relentless tennis league.
You know, shaky mustachio man.
On the planet, live.
Argonaut approaches. Ciolina's ready as well. +2.
This was incredible.
Intense. Tennis turned up.
Welcome back inside the Intense Arena as the Freeze will be the 2026 Intense League champions. 137-130. Look at the way they made it through last night against the Inferno. They were red hot, #1 seed coming in, 163-142. Going up against the Outriders, they were looking like they were peaking. But the Freeze come out 137-130 in the final, and just the nerves and the fight from both of these teams. Only one could win, and Maria one finally did, but we had no idea how it was going to finish.
We didn't. What an epic final here, and so well-deserved for Team Freeze. They came out on top in the mixed doubles. They were down, and they knew exactly the task at hand. They knew what they needed to do, and they just played well enough to win. Nobody played incredible tennis, but they did what they needed to do to win.
Yeah, 25-17 in that final mixed doubles bolt for them. And a lot of that thanks to Raul Garcia. You know, Sofia Cabezas trying to find that rhythm there, but instead the Freeze came out on top, and now we get to go down to Kelly Kroll for the trophy presentation.
Thank you all so much for sticking around. Thank you all at home for continuing to watch. I'm Kelly Kroll. I was part of the broadcast this season. Blessed to be part of this incredible league. And what a show we got to see tonight. The finals here in Intense 2026. And this really is what the league is all about. We got to see two of the greatest teams here this evening battle it out in front of us. It's been 8 weeks of this kind of tennis, 43 different arcs. And tonight, we get to crown a champion. And I am honored to introduce the Commissioner of the League, Barry Fulcher, to do the honors.
Thank you very much, Kelly. I think before I start, we should all stand and give a standing ovation to our two teams tonight. They were incredible. As Kelly said there, we have had 43 arcs, 2 months of action, and we've had 10 teams, 80 players who have been producing some of the most amazing tennis on this court for the last 2 months. And I'd like to congratulate every single player and every coach that's taken part this season. It's been phenomenal. I'd like to say a few thank yous before we move to the presentation. And I'd like to start by thanking every single one of you that has joined us across the season, every single ticket holder, every single fan at home, every single person that's got behind this project. It's been phenomenal to see it grow from season 2 last year. We went from 3 teams, 10 teams, and it's just been phenomenal. The atmosphere in here is electric tonight, and it has been electric across the season. Our thanks also go to our founding partner, Solaris, as well as our other sponsors throughout the season. And I should also say a huge thank you to the whole INTENNSE team. What you've seen here the last 2 months in this arena has been the result of a whole 10 months leading up. As soon as we finished last season, we were planning, we were moving forward, and we were putting together what you've seen here tonight. I think it's time.
I think it's time.
I think it's time. I would like to pass over to announce the 2026 season winners. The reigning champion, Mr. Marcelo Ferreira.
Wow, wow, wow. What an incredible night. What an amazing season. Before I do the honors, I just really want to thank everyone. INTENNSE just keeps getting better and just keeps shocking and impressing everyone. So thank you so much to the fans that filled up this arena every single night for every single arc. I own this trophy for a year. My legacy is over for a while, but it truly is my absolute honor to congratulate the new champion, the 2026 INTENNSE season champion, Team Freeze.
Yeah, hoist that up proudly, Coach. Well, from draft night to being here as champions, what will you remember most about this 2026 season?
I mean, I think it's going to be the day in, day out hard work which this team put in. You know, there wasn't really a day that I didn't get 100% from all 8 players, and that's all you can really ask for as a coach. And, you know, when Arc Day came around, they showed up, they performed, they embraced the environment, and they've killed it.
1 of 1, you guys. Congratulations. One more award for the night. And to do the honors once again, Barry, please take over.
So, hello. Before we sign off for this evening, and indeed the whole season, we have one more award, and this award is for the most outstanding MVP of the championship weekend. Fittingly, the 2025 MVP winner, Sion Mendes.
would say it's like deja vu, but this feeling must never get old.
Yeah, honestly, I'm super shocked. I did not expect this at all. Super proud of myself for the way I performed this season, and super proud of this team. Like, our team chemistry is amazing. I love these people. I hope we can do it again next year.
Well, Sion, it was always a pleasure to watch you on the court. Congratulations once again to you on this award and to your whole team here tonight.
Thank you guys.
And thank you all so much again for everything, for being here this evening, for watching us all season long, and we can't wait for next season. JY.
Thank you, Kelly. As we crown the 2026 INTENNSE champions, the Freeze coming out on top versus the Outriders. Maria, it's time for us to wrap up this season, but just give us your thoughts on everything that you've just watched.
Well, I was honored to be a part of it. This entire team, all of the teams that competed, our team backstage, and just the amount of fun that we've had, and an honor and a blessing to be here. And what electric energy we've seen.
Yeah, I think just the energy and the magic inside this intense arena. The Freeze come out on champions, but everybody that was a winner, they came out to play here. And really just a big thank you from myself, Maria, Kelly, the entire league, the entire production crew, to all our tennis fans. We started last year to try to build a better tennis community that connected more people through the sport that we love. And the one thing that we truly found is that when we work together and we build this, that's when greatness comes and we get exciting nights like this. And your support for all the fans, that's what fuels us to come back and do this better each year. We already did it again, so don't doubt us because we're coming back again. We'll see you next time.
Pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra. Work with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip.